What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brandon and the channel is 540 Flips. Today is Wednesday, March 6th. Hope everybody is doing good out there, and if you are new here and you do not mind, or if you are returning and you haven't done so, please hit that subscribe button for me. It does help out the channel. It helps me out. And also, if you watch the content and you enjoy it, give it a thumbs up. And lastly, and quite possibly most important, I always enjoy people leaving me a comment, whether it's just to say hello or to discuss about the topic. You know, I use this platform to talk about things and get things off my mind, or, just have discussions. But I enjoy having your communication and the conversation with you. So please take a minute, drop a comment. It does help out the video. It helps me out. And I just enjoy the conversation. I like to talk, whether it's with my mouth or my fingers. I like to talk. But anyway, I just wanted to get on, do a real quick video because I really think this is important. I think this could be one of the most important things. It could also help us all be more successful than we are. And I don't really hear it talked about a lot, but I do think it's very, very important. And again, I am new to this, so I am sharing things. I started last year. I have, started last January. I have a year under my belt. I'm going into my second season, is what I'm going to call it, of sourcing the yard sale seasons, all of that stuff. I am from Virginia, so, yard sales haven't really started up yet. There's been a couple, but they haven't been too great. But here soon, there's going to be yard sales. And I know there's some folks that are already out there getting to enjoy it, and I am jealous. I know there's folks going to peaches to beaches, if I could talk. So it's kind of kicking things off. I know people in Florida, they have the luxury of way more than most folks, or over in the West Coast and things. But for the majority of us, we're about to get into that season. And this one thing I think could help us be a lot more successful in 2024 and to continue our success moving forward, and maybe do this every year, in fact. And what I'm talking about is, I've shared with you guys that I've been trying to purge stuff. I've been listing death pile items. I've been kind of trying to get a little bit better organized, put stuff away. Again, donate or toss what I don't want or I'm not going to mess with. Especially if it doesn't have any value to it, there's no sense in messing with it. But there's another thing that I have been noticing as I'm going through this process and reflecting back on my first year in reselling. And that is, we can learn a ton about our reselling business, or how to improve, not by necessarily watching YouTube or what sold videos or that sort of thing, but we can learn a lot and improve by learning about ourselves. Because what I have found is, just because I source something that may have some value or that might sell, I might get a good price on it, I could make some profits, it's earning me net zero, actually a net negative, because I bought it, plus I'm using up space to store it, if I'm not listing it to sell, because either I don't want to clean it, or I don't want to test it, or I just don't want to deal with the hassle of, listing and questions and selling it, or packing it, or all of those different things, right? So I got excited when I would see these things. I knew there was value to them. They were priced good. I bought them, but then they've just sat and collected dust. And that's something that I think we all probably have, categories of, or items of, that when we really look around at maybe our storage or our inventory, we all probably have some stuff that we've bought that has some value to it, that we just literally realized we don't want to mess with it. And so it is sat there, and we don't want to throw it away because we know it's worth money. We don't want to donate it because we know it's worth money. So it sits there, right? And it's earning us nothing, but we put money into it. It's taking up space. So what is this tip? Well, we need to go through and look at those things, kind of identify those things that we know inside of us, we just don't want to mess with. And when we go to sales, if we see them, that excitement may occur, but we need to learn to ignore them. We need to stop buying things that are going to sit and take up space. It's going to take money out of our yard sale budget, or space in the vehicle that we're, trying to conserve space to pick up other good items, right? So I think it could help us. We might look back and regret, oh man, I should have bought that. But then, in the back of your mind that if you did, it was just going to come home and sit on a shelf or in a tote or in a garage or whatever, right? That is my biggest flaw that I have recognized. Y'all have probably seen it down in the basement when I film. I have that rack of video games. That's not even the surface of the video games I have. I have totes of games. I have other totes with systems in them. I went into my storage area today and was looking through some clothing, and I have clothes in there. Like, I have 4 totes of shirts, some really, really good shirts. And I haven't been listing clothing that much, I have jeans that for some reason I sell a pair here or there, but I'm not, jeans aren't a good seller for me, but I'll buy them if I see them at, $1 a pair or something like that. And, I'm not really losing, because if I sell one pair, I'm making my money back. But at the other side of it, I'm just overwhelming myself, and I'm like hoarding all these clothes or, whatever, because I'm not listing them, and they're taking up space and they're doing me no good. And that's not earning me money. That's being very counterproductive, because even if let's say I bought 5 pair of jeans and they were $1 a piece. Well, I just spent $5 that I may not mess with. And that is a situation that I have recognized with myself. Some guys I am in a chat with earlier, one of them was like, hey, I picked this golf bag up. I spent $5 on it. It sells for $65, $75. Awesome pickup. And then I was like, let me show you some golf bags. I realized I have 5 golf bags, empty golf bags, that I've picked up, whether it's with other clubs or, I would buy it if it was a cheap bag. I have one of them. It's a North Carolina Tar Heels bag that has like 12 or 16 slots in it. I know it's a good bag. I know it's got a lot of value to it. I didn't spend much money on it. It's in pretty good shape and could use a little bit of cleaning. But again, it's just sitting there. Why? Well, because let's be honest, golf bags aren't the funnest things in the world to list and then find a place to store them at and put in a box and ship out and all these other things. And I was just like, well, I got it. I bought it. It's sitting there, but I don't list it. I don't sell it. I don't ship it, right? So those are the kind of things that I need to make the choice and the decision. Am I going to buck up and shut up? And am I going to list this stuff and start actually earning the profits from those awesome finds? Or do I need to just cut myself loose from them? Maybe do a yard sale and let somebody else that will actually earn the profits from it, get a good deal on stuff and, at least recoup my money back, or maybe make a little bit of profit, because some of the stuff I got are at a really, really good price. But that's things that I have to decide on, because, going into this yard sale season, we're gonna load up. We're gonna bring more stuff home, and I already have so much that I'll never get to it all to begin with. So I'm literally gonna be piling on top of what's already sitting there. And a big reason that I've learned, it's not that the stuff is necessarily bad. It's exactly what I just said. A lot of this stuff is things that I bought because it had value to it, but then I realized I just didn't want to mess with it. And, there's 2 ways to look at that. We either have to stop letting ourselves avoid those items and actually put them to work, or we need to completely avoid those items and only buy the items that we actually want to mess with. So I think that's the biggest tip that we all can use, the biggest suggestion, tidbit of advice, whatever you want to call it. But I think we need to reflect on that. One other thing I would suggest, go into your eBay summary, your eBay seller summary page, go to your performance, select last year, and then scroll to the bottom where it shows your sales. Select your average sale thing where it puts it highest to lowest. Go back through that page and kind of review and refresh yourself, not necessarily on just your big buys, but look at some of those items and refresh yourself on, like, how quickly did they sell? How much profit did you earn? You know, was these items that you've seen out and about frequently, but you just never thought about it, you weren't sure of it? Refresh yourself on those items and keep them in your memory bank, especially if you know that they're you know, pretty easily found in your area, because those are going to be items that you want to go for. If you know they sold good, they sold quick, but they may not be your most common item. There's an item that I just recently picked up that I will definitely buy again if I find them, and I know I've seen them in the past and I just never bought them. Now I know to keep my eyes out for them, and so I will be buying them. They're simple to list, simple to store, simple to ship, and they sold quickly for good money. But those are the kind of things that I think will help us get better, be better, improve, you know, going into this season. And then obviously, you know, next year when it rolls around, we can go back and evaluate again and just constantly keep learning about things within ourselves. You know, YouTube is a wonderful tool, the community, and watching, you know, what sold and learning about different items and, you know, banking things in our memory. That's all good. But the one person that you can learn the best from is yourself. Learn about yourself. Learn what you enjoy. Learn what you'll do. Learn what you know, sell quickly, what you do good at, what you are knowledgeable at, and keep improving on that. And I think we all will get better. But that's all I got for you guys today. Just wanted to get on real quick. It was something that was fresh in my mind. I went out there to the garage, seeing all them golf bags and everything, looked at the closed totes, and I was like, you know what? I've learned a lot about myself over this past year, and I need to improve on that this year. And I think I'll save myself a lot of money, and maybe it'll allow me time to look for other items instead, and maybe learn about something else, pick something else up that I actually will get listed and actually will get sold. That's all I got for you guys. Hope you have a wonderful evening, and as always, I will catch you in the next one.